Imagine meeting someone after a long time. You ask, "How have you been?" Instead of answering normally, they say, "Amazing. I bought a new car, got promoted, and everyone at work says I'm the smartest person on the team." A few minutes later, they're still talking about themselves. Why do some people constantly tell others about their achievements? Are they simply confident? Or is there something much deeper happening inside the human mind? Today, we're uncovering the psychology behind bragging. First, let's understand what bragging actually means. Bragging is talking about your achievements, abilities, possessions, or experiences, mainly to impress other people. Notice something important. Talking about your success isn't automatically bragging. Imagine someone asks, "How was your exam?" You reply, "I scored 95%. That's simply answering a question. Now imagine someone keeps bringing up that score in every conversation, even when nobody asked. That's much closer to bragging. Psychologists call this self-promotion. It's one way people try to influence how others see them. So why do people brag? Psychology suggests several reasons. Reason 1. People want status. Throughout human history, being respected often meant better opportunities, stronger relationships, and even greater chances of survival. Today, status still matters. People may brag because they want others to see them as successful, intelligent, or important. Reason 2. People want approval. Every compliment releases positive emotions. Our brains enjoy recognition. When someone says, "Wow, that's impressive," it feels rewarding. Some people become dependent on that feeling. Reason 3. Sometimes bragging hides insecurity. This surprises many people. Not everyone who brags is secretly insecure, but research suggests that some individuals use bragging to protect fragile self-esteem. If they constantly hear praise from others, they temporarily feel better about themselves. It's like putting a small bandage over a deeper emotional wound. Here's something fascinating. In 2015, researchers Irene Scopelliti, George Lowenstein, and Joachim Vosterau published a study on bragging in the journal Psychological Science. They discovered something surprising. People who brag usually believe they're making a good impression. They expect others to admire them, respect them, or see them as more successful. But the reality is often very different. Instead of feeling impressed, listeners are more likely to feel irritated or disconnected. Why does this happen? Because bragging shifts the focus almost entirely onto one person. Conversations naturally feel more enjoyable when both people feel heard. When someone repeatedly talks about their own achievements, the interaction can feel one-sided. The researchers found that people who brag often overestimate how positively others will react. They assume their audience will admire them more than they actually do. In other words, they believe they're building a stronger impression when, in many cases, they're unintentionally pushing people away. Today's world has made bragging easier than ever. Luxury vacations, expensive phones, perfect bodies, dream jobs. Social media often encourages people to display only the highlights of their lives. This doesn't mean everyone posting achievements is bragging. Sometimes people simply want to share happy moments. The difference lies in the intention. Are they sharing or constantly seeking admiration? Psychologists call this impression management, trying to shape how others perceive us. Here's an important distinction. Confident people don't need to constantly prove themselves. They let their actions speak. People who brag often need everyone else to notice. Confidence sounds like, "I'm proud of what I achieved." Bragging sounds like, "I'm better than everyone else." The words may sound similar, but psychologically, they come from different motivations. The next time you hear someone constantly talking about themselves, don't immediately assume they're arrogant. Maybe they're chasing status. maybe they're seeking approval. Maybe they're covering insecurity. Or maybe they're simply excited and don't realize how they're coming across. Human behavior is rarely explained by one reason alone. Psychology reminds us to look beneath the surface, because every behavior tells a story. What do you think? Have you ever met someone who constantly bragged? Or have you caught yourself doing it without realizing? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy discovering the hidden psychology behind everyday behavior, subscribe to Psych Stories, because every mind has a story.